Alright, so hike back in here. It's a pretty good little hike. This is probably the cleanest looking area as far as you got different lanes to bow hunt, and you can see as far as the hiking to get to this particular spot, it's pretty thick, lots of cover everywhere, creeks, so it's not easy. It doesn't all just look flat like this and you can see for a while. This is pretty much the only area I found that was like this, and that's kind of why I wanted to sit up here, plus all the fresh deer sign and these oaks dropping. I found this spot back in August or September, and I had been scouting this public land last fall. Hunted a few times. I hunted it last spring and last summer. I did a lot of scouting and did not find this spot until probably August or September, and just kind of came upon it. Got lucky. I had a feeling with the way the leaves and ground looked tore up and all the oak trees around that this potentially was a bumper crop area. Considering everywhere else around has tons of vegetation and weeds and it's thick, and this was the only area that wasn't that thick, so I thought it might have a lot of heavy deer traffic that was keeping stuff down. I didn't know, it was just a hunch, and then from the first day to the last day that I hunted this area, I saw a deer back here every time. Mainly groups of does, small bucks, but there are some good bucks that come through here too. You'll see photos of those toward the end of the video, I believe, but maybe one in the middle. I guess you just have to watch and see, but there's other hunters around me. I mean, this is a pretty heavily traffic area for deer hunting. In the spring and summer, I thought I'd found some spots where I was seeing tons of doe. I wasn't seeing any like human sign left over. There was no leftover stands, orange tape. It looked pretty much untouched compared to some of this area in the public land, and there's stands everywhere and orange tape everywhere. But it turns out when I started hunting during the season that those were pretty heavily hunted areas as well. Every time I came, there was either a truck parked or I came up on, cameras or a stand. So I had scouted and knew several different areas to try, so I just would move along to the next one. And this area, I found in August or September and just kind of got lucky with that. And this ended up being pretty much my honey hole. I never had another hunter come through here except two hunters. One hunter I had told about this area and told him he could hunt here, and then another hunter I did not know, but I had seen him from another area that's close by during the summer. And he looked like he was just walking around. So, boy, something spooked those deer. I can kind of see that movement through the woods on the left right after they ran. Now, is it hogs or is it a big buck? And over to the left is private land. And then on the other three areas around me is all the public land. And there's probably people with stands, which I don't know if they're hunting or not. I know one was getting hunted pretty hard, but stands all around me, probably 400 yards away. So as you can see, the deer came back out down that background, down that row. I fast forward because there's just more of them coming out. Over here to the right before you can see that deer kind of coming off the screen on the right hand side, there was two of them. But they pretty much filter from the center of where you're looking, and then they can go either direction, left or right, and it'll send them on down right on by me. You can see the deer running in the background. I sure was hoping that one would be a nice buck I was after. Alright, this was probably one of my better hunts though, as far as multiple deer activity. Pretty much the entire sit. I just try to condense it down, but essentially what you saw was pretty much the hunt for the whole afternoon. They were always feeding in the background or kind of running around a little bit here and there, but no big buck was shown, unfortunately. All right, let's go to part 2.